Road, East Cleveland, Ohio. Thank you, Ms. Perez, because I'm the lead picketer, been a picketer and a community activist for over 30 years, and I do not want to become part of Cleveland, Ohio, my favorite hometown to picket. Several months ago, I complained as a U.S. citizen, as a citizen of East Cleveland, Ohio, that we didn't have an American flag. I always like to see that American flag around because I love my First Amendment. I love to picket this system when it's out of whack, and many times it is out of whack. So thank you, Ms. Perez, and everybody else who says I need to deal with this and I need to deal with that, because sometimes that flag needs some new directions.
Thank you.
Calvin Irby, 14802M. I want to say thank you to my council reps for doing the cold patch on Strathmore. I thank y'all. It's not done, but I thank y'all for the patches y'all did. I need y'all to start paying attention to the lies that's going on about our fire trucks, our police cars. If y'all don't notice, he is crippling our city by taking our fire department vehicles off the street. We are now less, I think 3 officers now. If we don't watch it, he's gonna really cripple us with not having our police and fire. Okay. I got another issue with 152nd. I know it's supposed to be in the makings of resurface, but can we get some dirt put in the holes until y'all resurface? It's painful.
My wheel almost came.
I lost the wheel. Yeah, gravel something. On the flag issue, I want to say thank you to that. There was no reason that we shouldn't have had a flag flying at half staff when we lost an officer and staff members here. That was the most embarrassing thing to see.
Yes.
So I want to thank y'all for the flag.
Sergeant Perez.
Sergeant Perez, thank you. I just thank y'all. I work for that. Yeah, I know it hurts.
Sammy Wheeler. I am glad to see that they are finally trying to patch some of the holes. It's a wonderful thing. I'm glad that Dr. Behover has brought up about the mayor of the city of East Cleveland wanting the schools as well as the city, because I'm tired of people saying that nobody don't want East Cleveland. I'm tired of hearing that. East Cleveland has a lot to offer, always have been, and I'm tired of hearing that. Oh, they don't want East Cleveland. So yes, they do. But thank you for enlightening everybody right here in this room today, because I didn't see that on the news. I try to watch it every day, but I didn't see that on the news. But thank you for that. I'm glad to see some positive things going on. The flag, just the streets getting done, you know, trying to do something. But to you, Mr. Wheeler, I don't know how often you may come in the area of Northfield and Allegheny. I don't know. But we got some big holes on Northfield that I saw yesterday. I mean, they are huge. I didn't know, because I don't usually go up towards you, because I usually use the Hayden. But we have some bodacious holes up there. And I'm just surprised that the Strutters haven't said anything about it, because he stays on that end. But they definitely need to be looked into. But I really appreciate you all trying to at least get some of the holes. Some of them were really bad, and I see some have gotten done that was actually dangerous.
I wrecked on one of them.
But like I said, I'm glad to see positive things happen. And I'm hoping things will get better with the fire department. And I kind of wish that they kind of had kept that under wraps a little bit, because of the fact that you had help from Cleveland, you know, concerning the fires over on Bender, which was sad, you know. But I just think if it had been brought to the attention of the residents in a different way than just the media, you may have wouldn't have had those fires, you know, because they were aware of the situation. And you got people that's just looking for something to do, you know, to cause confusion. But overall, I'm glad that things are at least trying to come together. Thank you.
Oh my God, I gotta get it back on that one.
I want to say something. But I want to shine my camera on Sergeant.
You're the fifth or last?
I don't agree with that, but
Wait.
go ahead.
I was gonna be silent.
Go ahead.
Have five.
Go
I'm
ahead.
number 5. That's a good thing. Okay.
We never had no 5 thing.
I used to come to the council meetings. My name is Shereen Fountain, 15804 Terrace Drive, the private drive. I stopped coming because I wasn't getting any results from council or the mayor. The main reason why I'm here today was to talk to Mayor Norton, but he's not here, and I am the one who put him on social media, on Facebook, and blast him out for the comments that he made. I do have the power of social media, so I do expect to get results. I'm a Shaw alumni with Brandon, and I've had a meeting with Marcel Baker up on the Terrace Hill. Well, we talked about it. So I have numerous issues which will not be able to be taken care of at this particular meeting, but I do believe that we need to have a one-on-one meeting with certain areas and certain people of the city of East Cleveland to get the residents more involved, especially the younger generation. You guys are not reaching out to us, and nor have I received one letter for any ward council meeting at my home. If you guys are going to sit up here and say that you're giving out these letters, I expect to get it, because I have not received not one letter. Only thing I received is about the East Cleveland Public Schools and the big circular that comes out. That's it. So I do expect change. I do expect me to be at, not all the meetings because I do on the salon, but do expect more younger people to show up. If you guys will reach out to them more, they are still here in the city of East Cleveland. So please reach out to them as well, because we are a force to be reckoned with. Thank you.
Pardon me. I didn't, ma'am, I didn't get your address.
State your name and address for the record.
I did.
Yes.
So y'all got to listen now. 15804.
What is it?
15804 Terrace Driver Road, whichever one comes up on
That's
the
the
side.
private drive.
The private drive. You guys has met with us. Oh, one more thing. Don't cut my mic off like Mayor Norton did when he was city council, but that is a major issue with us being a private drive.
Yes.
It needs to be lifted. We can no longer fund to take care of that road. All our houses are gonna fall down that hill if y'all come get us off this hill.
This is the hardest street to snowplow.
And we have to pay for our own snow plowing.
Yes.
Wow.
They
So
do.
we've been fighting this, and I've been here since 1999.
Well, I don't usually speak out or even answer until it's time for us to do that. But there is a agreement, and that we have to look at those agreements that has been put in place between
We are aware of them.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that most of the council here is not aware of a private, a separate agreement that takes you out of the realm of the
Well,
other.
that's not exactly true. Well, this particular council
That's
have
what I'm
not.
saying.
But we have been to every new council except this one. We have finally given up between us and Oak Hill on lifting those agreements to make East Cleveland come up there and plow these roads, and we also pay for our own waste.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Okay, and I would suggest that you get in touch with the clerk and give her the information
Okay.
and set up a meeting with this council president and see what we can do.
Okay, thank you, appreciate it.
Okay, now can I say something?
Yes.
Thank you.
Are
I'm
you-
also the camera person and 44112 News. Helping you folks. Joe Struthers, 14019 Northfield, 44112 News. I don't like Marines.
Oh,
I don't like Marines. My brother is a desert storm Marine. He is disabled, and I'm sailor. So of course we go back and forth. My daughter just joined up. She's at boot camp right now. I like the way you look. I'm hoping when I see her next that she looks like that. It looks good. And I'm saying this because I saw you guys out there. You were working the guys. You were working them people in the line like a Marine. Poor people behind you was trying to keep up with you. Just running. Just trying to keep up with you.
25 miles.
Yeah, she was moving them. This is not, that was nothing for a Marine. Nothing for a Marine. I've been around Marines all my life. And needless to say, of course, I love y'all. But I still, you know, back and forth with all my family and everybody involved in the Marine Corps. I just felt like you needed some help from us. And I sent into this congressperson who just got something from me for us and has not been here in East Cleveland at all. I just sent on with her, and I'll be working it ahead of you guys to help you out. And I hope you know that you touched my heart. My brother has been texting me like crazy, sending a picture. Everybody's been texting me. They're very proud of you. So just keep up the good work. And these people here really did a good job.
I really, really appreciate that. I got right here Okinawa PFC. Devil Dog Corps. I want to give it to you and thank you for everything. I appreciate it. I saw your webpage and it literally brought me to tears. Don't tell anybody, but it brought me to tears. Thank you. Again, I want to say thank you to everybody that showed up tonight. And like I said, Perez, we will get back to you and we'll do all that we can to help you. And we will spread the word throughout, not only in East Cleveland, but everywhere we go, we will let them know what happened here in the little city of East Cleveland. And I appreciate Mr. Struthers. I appreciate my residents who come out faithfully, and I certainly appreciate my council who is always on the mark when it comes to speaking out, getting involved, and whatever else. I thank you, and I'll accept the a motion to adjourn.
Remarks of the council.
Pardon?
Remarks of the council. Response.
We didn't do it. Oh, I'm sorry.
Point of order. All right.
We didn't do the remarks. Okay.
No, ma'am.
Remarks of the council.
Thank you.
Councilman King.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
You know, I'm really recognizing this second chair here. You know, he's young and he's enthusiastic. Did you see this young man up here, young lady? What's her name from?
Me.
We
I'm
recognize the
doing my
youngsters up there. They speak out.
Yeah. I'm doing my blogging.
Okay. Councilman King.
Thank you, Council President. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. Shireen, please come out more. Bring more friends. We love seeing new faces and we love people getting active. We need younger, active people to get involved in the city, to help push the city and move the city forward and to hold us accountable. If you ever have questions or concerns and you can't find any one of us, please call the council office and we return all calls.
Y'all just started that? Y'all just started that?
Well,
Y'all tried, y'all going to start.
I tell you what, I'll speak for me in Wheeler because we've been on council a year and 5 months and we return all calls. Because when I get a call, and I'll call him and let him know, hey, I talked to so-and-so in your ward. She wants you to call her, wants you to follow up with her, and he does. So, Sergeant Perez, I'd like to thank you for your flag. When you were up here talking about the Marines, I couldn't help but going back to my brother and other family members in the Marines. My brother, he's one of those guys. He came back from the Marine, a changed man. So I was kind of thinking about that. The mayor said that he would have the flagpole fixed. He said the rope is broke and he'd have that fixed by this weekend. So hopefully if you come back in a couple of weeks, you'll see a flag up there. I can't guarantee it'll be yours because he said we had multiple flags here. So please come back and see the flag. And as our council president said, we would love to help you, and I'm sure we'll find some legislation or a letter to in that regard. So thank you again.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Baker.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First and foremost, thank you for your presentation, Staff Sergeant. Really appreciate the fact that you've taken your time to be a benefit to the city of East Cleveland and the greater Cleveland community. Ms. Veronica, I really appreciate your efforts along with your team. I see just entered the room. Thank you guys on your march throughout the city and efforts to help the restoring family. And anybody who's played a role in aiding in that effort, I really appreciate the fact that they're standing for something. I wanted to address a few concerns that were brought up from residents. The school district, in reference to the annexation merger conversation, that's always been the underlying agenda. And you know, one can easily misrepresent or say something that is not completely factual. Until things are in writing, anybody can say what they want to say. Even paperwork can be misrepresented. You know, so it's easy for one to say, you know, well, this is what I'm going to give you guys. That's not necessarily the case. I want the residents to be reminded that Cleveland, the city of Cleveland does not have an active elected school board.
Sure does.
They have an appointed school board from the office of the mayor. Okay, if they put an agenda together throughout their political structure there in times past in the early 90s, then quite frankly, I don't think they'll allow a school district elected here in East Cleveland to remain. It may not go immediately, but it will go. But his remarks on the radio stating that he wants everything, including the school district, because that's a lot of money over there. So I don't blame him for making that statement. In reference to the demolition, those parcels and properties were chosen by the community development, identified by the mayor's office and others. If I had my way, we would look at more ravaged and damaged areas throughout the city of East Cleveland in order to stabilize those residents that are in existence and living next to deplorable conditions and rat-infested conditions. Mr. Irby, again, as stated, the 152nd thoroughfare will be resurfaced. Your comment towards putting together a temporary fix will be duly noted with our service supervisor. Also, residents, I want you to be mindful that the colleagues that are sitting here with me are working anxiously and hard every day to make sure that we put together a plan for the survival of our city. That in mind, Noble is also being resurfaced. So if you want to get more information about that, the lower end of Noble will be resurfaced by the county. Councilman Hairston and I, and among others, have been lobbying for that, and they finally came through on that offer. Ms. Wheeler, I ride Northfield a lot. You know, anything that I see, I refer to my colleague, and that was one of the things I was going to talk to him after this council meeting, along with the house that's on the corner that was open. What else? The remarks that you stated about the social media. Our city has dealt with a lot of bad press over the last almost 2 decades, you want to say. From gang violence early in the 90s, from multiple murders and things like that, loss of revenue, a mayor going to jail, and you know, all sorts of things that people can say as East Cleveland turns as a tabloid. Right now, we want to kind of filter and control our media to begin to put the positive things out in the open and paint a more conducive picture of our city that reflects the good people that are here, that reflects the educated people that are here, and reflects our partners that come in and people who care about this community. East Cleveland deserves a time to change, and I think our time is now. Madam Chair, that concludes my report, and I'll talk to you after the meeting about the private drive.
Thank you. Vice President Thomas Wheeler.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Let me start off with Ms. Wheeler on Northfield. It's noted, and it'll be taken care of before the week is out. But so, and you know what, I wanted to mention that. Struthers, you stay on Northfield, right?
It's a mess.
Right.
But
Yeah,
you did fix up. They did sweep the Elderwood. They swept all that garbage out of the middle of the street.
But I wanted to say something. Sometimes we may have our disagreements. But one thing is, he'll call about everybody else, but he won't call for his own. No, in other words, he's concerned about his neighbor before he's concerned about himself. That's not a selfish person. That's giving, and that's appreciative too. And I'll make sure those potholes on your street be taken care of. Okay. I'm excited. I'm excited because we engaged the firm of Buckley King. When me and Brandon King, Councilman King, was running for office, we said that we were going to try to be together for what's right for the city. And we've been able to come on council. All of us have been able to come as one body now, with all of us working together. And we have our little tit for tats, but we do them behind closed doors. We present a united front now, something that the city hasn't seen in a long time. And I thank all the councilors that are working. The only thing that I'm really happy about is that the mayor's been saying merger, merger, merger. And I told the mayor, I said, hey, show me a plan. Even if you got to merge, you got to have a plan. Where's the plan? And we were able to say, we didn't see no plan. We had to do research on our own to go out here and get somebody that's going to give us the right advice. And then we take that advice and digest it, and then we come up with our own opinions and work through it. But East Cleveland's not for sale. So, you know, I'm from here. All of us basically born and raised in the city.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna fight until it's over. All right, and that's really it for me to do. And thank you all for coming out tonight.
Well, everybody has had their say, and there's one thing that I really want my residents to understand. When I won my election, it was 12 years ago. And I thought I could move mountains, and that's what I came in here to do. But you got to realize that mountains aren't moved without equipment and without the rain and everything else. First of all, I got mad at my opponent that I was running against, because every time I would talk to him about something, he would say, Ms. Thomas, I don't do day-to-day operation. I'm a legislator. And I would say, well, and I'd be beating on the table and all of that. So when I got mad enough, I ran against him. And I won. And I come in here and I used to stand up and do all kind of talking and whatever. But it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And the day-to-day operation consists of the administration.
That's correct.
We make it possible for him to carry out the things that he asks us to do if they're right. If they're wrong, we won't pass it. If the streets need to be, the chuck holes need to be filled, that's a day-to-day operation. He needs to call his service department and say, I want this street, this street, this street taken care of. I want it done like yesterday. If he needs houses torn down, let's get together in that Monday morning scenario that he has, staff meeting, and say, look, let's call the council and see which are the worst houses, and let's go from there and try to fix these houses and see what's best for the residents. If he does that, it'll say legislation requested by. Then that legislation comes down to this council. This council goes into committee, whatever committee it may be, talks about it, deals with it, analyzes it, dissects it, gets the documentation, and see if it comes up here. If it's a viable situation and all the documents are there, then the council will pass it. If it's not, the council will not pass it. I say this, ladies and gentlemen, to let you know that, and I always say I stay in my lane. I used to didn't stay in my lane. I was all over the board. But I'm not going to stay in my lane and hear my residents not know what takes place. There's not enough of the residents that comes to the city council. And I admire you for saying that you didn't come to city council. Because there was a lot of residents that when we were on cable, they would say, well, I guess I'll go home and sit down and watch the show and eat popcorn. That don't happen here. We don't fuss, we don't fight, we don't carry on. We take care of business. Regardless of whatever else is happening with the finances, the business is still going on. We don't bring money into the city, but we sure make sure now that it is spent appropriately. People do not write checks that we don't know about anymore. People don't get away with things that used to be gotten away with that we don't know about anymore. We're not afraid to speak out and tell you what's going to happen. Even with all the innuendos and conversation of recalling. If anybody can take this position and do better, let us know. Because the same identical obstacles that are facing this council and the council before is going to continue to face you. There is no controversy that is not going to come before this council or about this council that haven't been heard anywhere else. And I'm not going to say that I answer every call, because I'm not going to tell you that. Because when people call they start calling me at 4:45 in the morning. They call me late at night. I'm on vacation. I was in Maryland. And Miss Fannie Hall called me. Council, where are you? I called you on your cell phone, and I called you at home. Told her I was in Maryland. I just happened to have my cell phone with me. We talked about it. She said, excuse me. But I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to answer every call. You just have to keep calling me. And don't call me and say, well, I called you, call me once, and say, well, I did call you, you returned my call. I'm going to tell you to call me, bug me, because there are times when I have 80 to 90 calls on my phone. The city could not afford to continue paying for our cell phones. So we don't have cell phones anymore. We got our own cell phone. And at first I wasn't even talking about putting my office on my taxes. But since you took everything away from me and I don't get no money, I got to put on my taxes. So I just want my residents to know that my number is area code 216-761-0814. It's been that way for 40-some years. The Thomas family. All 5 of my kids were raised in East Cleveland. They went to Shaw, they went to all the schools. So I know about it. And I believe in East Cleveland. And I believe in my residents. They're patient, they're steady. But I don't never underestimate the power of the people. And you better believe that. And if you young people come to me and tell me what your name is and where you live or where you want to be, you'll get an answer from me, good, bad, or indifferent. Sometimes you might not even like it. But I will return your call. Thank you. Can I have a motion? This time, Mr.
Council President.
Yeah. Oh, is the designee?
First of all, I cannot promise on behalf of the mayor that we will do everything we personally can to reunite the Perez family, but I certainly will be open to working with the council to get all the information and details that we need in order to do so if it's appropriate. If it's within our power, we will create a resolution, but I'm at the disposal of the mayor and the resolution. My role is to support them and any actions that they decide, and I certainly hope that they will be in your favor. I will work expeditiously in order to implement that and do so on a timely basis. With reference to Council President Thomas, we were given until August for the completion of the recovery plan. At least the mayor was given until August by, I guess, the commission chair, Ms. Hanrahan, and we certainly will work to meet that deadline. The mayor signed the resolution hiring Buckley King, and he wants me to communicate that he intends to work cooperatively and collaboratively and open all of his offices, all of his departments, finance, the law department, any of the other service departments, police, fire, to give them any information that they need so that a just recommendation can be made. With reference to remarks of Dr. Behovic, I didn't get that date. Was it June 1st at 6 p.m.? Oh, June 8th. I'm sorry.
It's Monday, June 8th. It's before the regular school board meeting.
Okay, thank you very much. With reference to any potholes or holes in the street, I have Strathmore, I have 152nd, I have Northfield, and if there are any more, I'll be happy to communicate them first thing in the morning to the service director, Mr. Marshall. Lastly, I just want to say that I like Marines, and I know that they do good work. My son-in-law is a Marine, and because of you, I'm going to stop calling him Jarhead. I was given that name by my husband, who's a Swabby. He was in the Navy, okay? Yes. So that's the only reason I use that derogatory term. Again, thank you for your presence and good luck in your endeavor.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Law Director, and she is a good law director, and we don't jump on her that much.
True.
If I am correct, may I have a motion to adjourn? Second?
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.